Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another very exciting episode of Guapish, Rule 34. As always, I'm your host, Nico, and today I'm being joined by our number one sissy hypno connoisseur, Tanner.
That's right. I just like to test myself to make sure I don't turn into a sissy.
And we've also got our Nepo baby himself, Jackson.
Yeah, I just recently picked up my 14th car, paid for by my parents, of course. It's pretty fucking killer.
And Dylan, my man, how have you been enjoying the Yu-Gi-Oh videos we've been doing as of late?
I've been losing every single one, but hey, it's the memories we make along the way, you know?
He was about to say it's the thought that counts, and then realize that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, Dylan, you'd best start winning these Yu-Gi-Oh videos, man.
Damn it.
Because guess what, man? You're in one. That's right. Today we're doing yet another Yu-Gi-Oh challenge I've prepared for you guys. It's going to be the same format as we did previously because it was a gay old time. I did, in fact, include a couple extras here because Jackson had a complaint that was a little too short. So it's only like 2 extra, but like, you know, it's something. So without further ado, I'll be kicking us off here with the very first one. Boys, I need you to deduce which of these cards is the fake one out of the options: Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, Exodia the Forbidden One Unbound, Dark Magician the Knight of Dragon Magic, and Red Eyes Retro Dragon.
Bro, what the oh, okay, thank goodness.
What?
I was so confused as to which one each ended. Fuck, dude.
I'm gonna go Dark Magician, the Knight of Dragon Magic is the fake one.
Is there a particular reason for that?
I think 2 of the other 3 I've actually heard of, and then one of them does sound correct.
Okay.
Man. I'm gonna go with Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon.
Okay. Interesting. Jackson, how about you?
They're all such a fucking mouthful.
Except for Red Eyes Retro Dragon, that one's short as hell.
I don't fucking know.
You have to pick one.
I feel like I've heard about Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon.
Uh-huh.
I don't fucking know. I'll go Red Eyes Retro Dragon, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, boys, unfortunately, it's looking like we are starting off on a bit of a
No way.
on a bit of a sore note. It was, in fact, the Exodia the Forbidden One was the fake one.
God damn it.
I didn't know what the actual fucking Exodia card was called. Is there even like an actual Exodia card, or is it just like its pieces?
Yeah, there's Exodia the Forbidden One, and then like right leg, left leg of the Forbidden One.
Yeah,
so as what happens with a lot of these classic Yu-Gi-Oh cards especially, they end up getting retrains down the line and new versions. There are a fuckload of different versions of Dark Magician and Blue Eyes specifically, and Exodia's also gotten a few here and there, but yeah, I did not end up including one of those.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so starting off 0 points, that's okay, because I have a funny feeling that it'll be kicking up here a notch in one moment. So for our next one, we have House of Adhesive Tape, Maggio Sheldon, Woman X Dogman, and Gimmick Puppet Des Troy.
Woman X Dogman?
Yeah.
What?
God.
I'm definitely yelling Woman X Dogman. What the fuck is that?
It's exactly what it sounds like, dude.
What the fuck would that even be? What the fuck is that?
What would a House of Adhesive Tape be?
House of Adhesive Tape is stupid as shit too, but Woman X Dogman is just a fucking weird ass name for a card.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna go Maggio Sheldon is the fake one.
Man.
Okay.
I don't know, man. House of Adhesive Tape sounds retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that what we're gonna go for?
Yeah, I think so. It's probably wrong, but you know.
Unfortunately, Dylan, you are wrong. House of Adhesive Tape
God
exists and it
damn
is
it, dude.
nightmare
What the
fuel.
Fuck. Oh my god, there's no way
Who was right?
Yeah, so Jackson was right.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Woman X
wait, never
Dogman
mind.
does not exist.
What the fuck?
House of Adhesive Tape doesn't even look like it just looks like it's fucking sticky. Or like it's like melting. That doesn't look like what I expected to at all.
Don't worry about it, I guess, man. What the fuck?
I like this Gimmick Puppet one.
Yeah, shit's just made out of dolls.
Looks like some shit in fucking Nier.
Yeah.
Yeah, or fucking Silent Hill.
Yeah, it looks like Dylan's worst nightmare. This is what would be in his Silent Hill dream.
Yeah, fucking goddamn.
All right, moving right along here. Speaking of edgy things like Silent Hill and Nier, we've got Met with a Terrible Fate, Grave Lure, Demise, Agent of Armageddon, and Jowls of Darkness.
Jowls of Dark Demise?
Yeah, sorry, Jowls of Dark Demise, that's right.
No, that's what you said. It was, I'm just gonna go with Jowls of Dark Demise. That one immediately, I don't know, stands out.
Okay.
Whatever.
I'm gonna agree with Dylan here.
Holy smokes.
Gotcha.
You know you want to agree, Jackson.
Jowls of Dark Demise sounds stupid as fuck too, but I think I'm gonna be avant-garde here and go Grave Lore.
That was my
Okay.
second choice.
Fantastic, boys. And unfortunately, it's looking like we're yet again going another round without anyone getting one correct. This time
dude.
around, it was Met with a Terrible Fate.
Damn.
It's
That
a
one-
famous line from Majora's Mask.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, and that one sounded fine. That one sounded normal to me. That's unfortunate. Damn.
It's chill, though, dude.
This is gonna be the
No
lowest
worries.
scoring Yu-Gi-Oh episode we've ever had.
Yeah, it'll have more questions, but less correct answers.
Yeah, there you go.
My first run was a fluke.
Yeah, this man was cheating. ChatGPT and all that shit.
No worries, though. This time, speaking of some topical things from the pre-guap, if you want to go and
Oh,
check that
man.
out.
Luigi.
Next up here, we have people running about, oppressed people, the revolution will not be funded, and royal writ of taxation.
Nah, dude, the revolution will not be funded. There's no shot. No fucking shot. There's no way.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that the fucking book, The Revolution Will Not Be Funded.
I'm gonna count on that, Jackson. I'm not changing my answer, but I'm gonna
I
count
gotta
on
say, you
that.
fucking already answered, so I don't know how
I
you
can change
care.
my answer.
True, he could.
I'm gonna go with, I'm pretty sure I've literally heard about that fucking book before, like I saw that shit on fucking Reddit.
Okay.
I'm going with that one.
I'm gonna try being quirky and different and say oppressed people.
I'm gonna laugh when this is the one time you should
Oppressed
have.
people would be funny. I feel like it probably is that one.
Ah, no way.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Tanner, being quirky did not pay off this time around.
I
Good
knew
job
it.
sniffing that one out, boys. It was
Let's
the revolution will not be
go.
funded.
Damn.
It's exactly how I predicted. That's unfortunate.
I like how people running about is a monster.
Right? It's not only a monster, it's also a pyro monster for some reason. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
People set fire, you know. You remember how, like, France keeps catching on fire because, they keep rioting?
I guess so. But, like,
Makes
normally,
sense
like,
to
the
me.
standard, like, human, like, monster type is just, like, warrior. And, like, some, like, pyro is, like, reserved for, like, some sort of, like, fucking dragon or, like, weird fire elemental thing.
Yeah.
What the fuck did a type even have to do with anything?
I don't know.
In early Yu-Gi-Oh, not much. Nowadays, everything.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, so fun fact about Dylan here. I'm not sure if you guys were aware of this, but I'm 100% you've all seen that video back in the day of that little kid at the carnival or whatever saying how he likes turtles. That was actually Dylan. And not only was that Dylan, turtles are still his favorite animal, and we're going to be talking about some turtle monsters right here. Such as Testudo Erit Newman, Hammerhead Adamantoise, Giant Turtle Who Feeds on Flames, and Crab Turtle.
Oh, man. This one's,
What the
I got two top answers. I just don't know which one I want to go with.
Yeah, which ones are you thinking
I'm
between
looking at
here?
either Testudo or Rat Newman, but that name sounds so bizarre that it could actually be a card, or Crab
Yeah.
Turtle, because that concept sounds like it could be a card as well.
Crab Turtle sounds like some fucking ASDF movie
True.
creature.
It totally does.
I'm gonna go with Crab Turtle. That one was like my initial, like, that sounds way more wrong than Testudo.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Testudo or Rat Newman.
Okay. Not a big Latin guy, eh?
No.
Honestly, all of these seem pretty fucking legit to me. I'm gonna go Giant Turtle Who Feeds on Flames, though.
No, that's-
All right. Fantastic. Sounds good to me. And yet again, guys, you
No
just
way.
narrowly avoided the correct answer.
God
pretty
damn it,
good.
dude. What the fuck? How the hell? I knew Crab
I-
Turtle. God damn it.
I 100% expected Jackson to get this one.
I know
because
that Adamantoise is from Final Fantasy,
Yes.
but I figured it was just like a cross thing with like Japanese shit.
That's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
it is a big thing in Final Fantasy.
God damn it. I just assumed that was the fucking Japanese thing. I should
Yeah.
have known better.
Yeah, I looked at Hammerhead Adamantoids, and for a second my brain was like, that could be it, and then I immediately was like, no, it's one of these other two, and I ignored it.
Unfortunate, guys.
I'm pretty sure the description of giant turtle who feeds on flames is like the same syllable count as its fucking name. Oh no, it's like 2 more.
Yeah, they some of those older cards they would definitely make pretty decently long.
I like how it's a turtle who feeds on flames, but yet its type is water. That almost doesn't make sense.
Dude, that's how it counteracts the flames.
But it doesn't counteract, it just consumes them.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
It consumes the flames, as the name suggests.
Water doesn't consume flames, Tanner.
You just said it does.
Let's move on.
Okay, sounds good. We're going to be moving on to something a bit more topical. Now, I don't believe any of you guys have seen Wicked, but we're going to be going over just a few Wizard of Oz themed monsters here. So first up, we've got Master of Oz, Cosmo Sword Troopers, Reprisal Glinda, and Localized Tornado.
I'm gonna go with Reprisal Glinda. I'm just gonna shotgun blast.
Okay. What is it about that one that stands out to you?
That sounds like a reference to something, like, that I'm unaware of.
Okay.
I was hoping one of the names was just going to be like Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Or Grand, as she pronounces it.
But that's how she pronounces it?
That's what she said before, yeah.
What?
There's no way.
I wonder if that was just a stunt to further allow her to just change her race every couple of years.
Maybe.
Presumably that must be the case.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm gonna go Cosmo Sword Troopers.
Alright.
Master... what the fuck did Dylan say?
Reprisal
He said
Glinda.
Reprisal Glinda.
I guess I'll go Master of Oz, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Okay. Well, congrats, boys. One of you got it this time around. And guess what? It was Ariana Grande's character, Glinda!
Let's fucking
Reprisal
go!
Glinda was the correct answer. Great work, Dylan.
I didn't know that was the name of her character.
Yeah.
Is that why you asked me why I picked it?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I figured.
Big koala plus desk kangaroo.
I've heard of Master of Oz before, which is why I didn't choose that one. Localized
Why's it
Tornado.
got armpit hair?
Localized Tornado, I feel like I've heard of before, and Cosmo Sword Troopers. I don't know. That just sounded like a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
It's the way they spell it, dude. There's no way that Nico would write Cosmo with a K and Z, Sword Troopers.
You'd be surprised, dude. Japan loves, like, communists or whatever.
Yeah, so fun fact
He
about the
tuned
Cosmo
out
Sword...
halfway through your sentence, Jackson. That's crazy.
So fun fact about the Cosmo Sword Troopers here. As I'm sure I've told you guys before, but you likely did not recall, Yugioh has a fun little archetype called the Cosmos, which are a fusion of Wizard of Oz and Star Wars. So the Sword Troopers are the Stormtroopers and Flying Monkeys.
That's fun.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
And
Neat.
legally distinct?
I guess so. I don't think I've heard of them being in any sort of legal battle about it.
I can just imagine some lawyer at Lucasfilms hearing about this. They're like, huh? A fucking card game. Whatever.
I mean, it would be Disney, though, to be fair.
Shut up.
Whatever, Tanner. Fuck you.
I do also really like Master of Oz. He's iconic. Big fan of that big old koala there.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Why's he got clown shoes?
Oh, those are boxing shoes, Tanner. I'd like you to be politically correct here.
Those are clown shoes.
Your clown shoes.
And we're going to continue being clowns as we talk about dinos, boys. You like dinosaurs? I sure do.
I
Especially,
love dinosaurs.
Dino nuggies.
especially when we're talking about this fun cast little dinosaurs here. Dino Wrestler Pankratops, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, Animadorned Archosaur, and Yum Beast Tyrannoflon.
You want to say that one more time in English? What the fuck is that third one? What is the
Animadorned
fourth one?
Archosaur.
This is so fucking stupid.
Is he the fake card you're looking for?
No, probably not. Maybe. I don't know what Animadorned means. I kind of get it.
I'm going Yum Beast Tarot Flan.
Tyrannoflan? Nah, dude, that for sure is real. It plays too much into its name.
I'm going Yum Beast Tyrannosaurus.
Fuck, I don't know, man. I'm gonna go Ultimate Conductor Tyranno.
Damn it, that's the one I was
Tanner,
also
in your
gonna
mind,
go for.
what are you picturing the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno looks like?
You know, I'm kind of imagining it is a Tyrannosaurus Rex in the shape of a train engine.
Wouldn't the conductor be the person, though? Like, the guy who's in charge of...
Since when does this shit make sense?
You know, Tanner, you're right, I'm sorry. I'm also just gonna say Ultimate Conductor Tyranno.
All right, fantastic. And, boys, another point on the board. Jackson, congratulations,
God damn it,
dude.
That's a
It
sick-ass
was
card,
the
holy
Tyrannosaurus.
shit. Damn.
That has nothing to do with conducting.
It has nothing to
What
do
is
with
conducting
train.
electricity?
Well, it could be,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
gonna say
I
conducting
guess.
electricity or
Gotcha.
light in this case, because it is a light creature.
What the fuck is the Archosaur? Just like a bunch of bubbles.
Yeah.
It's cute. I love him.
It's like a
One of
bedazzled
those
monster.
Zoobies things.
Average woman steering wheel in the form of a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Dude, you know what though? I was, to Jackson's credit, I was looking at Yum Beast Tyrannoflan, and I was like, this card is either 100% real, obviously, or 100% fake, just based on the name, because the name is either a red herring or it's just playing into itself, like I was saying, and I fell for the playing into itself bit.
I guess so. Yu-Gi-Oh does like its little puns, so
Yeah,
it makes
I
sense
know.
that you would fall for it.
You got me, man.
But something you guys won't be falling for is corn, since I know none of you are big corn guys. However, we are going to be talking about some corn here, such as kernel corn, caddy corn, papa corn, and performapal corn.
Doom, bada, ding, ding, ding.
Okay, very cool, Tanner. Tanner, you should say your Yu-Gi-Oh card pick in corn.
These are all equally believable.
That's most of these.
True. I'm gonna go. I'll just go caddy corn.
Damn
Okay.
it. I was also gonna go caddy corn.
You can
I'm
still
at
do
0
it.
points, so there's no reason for.
I know, but
I'm pretty sure.
I was just, you know, exclaiming. I am also thinking of caddy corn because that sounds the least likely out of all of these.
I'm torn currently between performable corn and kernel corn. What the fuck is a performable? I don't even know what the fuck that means.
It's a performapal, dude. Get it right.
I don't know what.
Jackson, as is stated in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, you have to trust in the heart of the cards, dude.
Because literally, I'm gonna go fucking kernel corn because Nico like corrected me with how you pronounce performapal, which I feel like leans credence towards it.
I don't know about that.
Kernel corn just sounds dumb as fuck. What the fuck would he even be?
He'd be like some kind of military general or something, and he'd be like a corn. He's got like the hat and like the, you know.
Dude, you're fucking cooking with that one. Actually, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm actually changing my answer to kernel corn.
Okay.
What's that? Okay.
Dylan, what are you also going to join them in kernel
No, I'm
corn?
gonna stay in caddy. I believe Kernel Corn is a real card.
Okay, fair enough, dude. Kernel Corn is in fact real, and as in
Damn
real,
it.
he's a real character in Plants vs. Zombies Garden
What?
Warfare.
Yeah.
God damn it, dude. Maybe that's why. God damn, fuck.
As soon as he spelled it out, I went, "Oh, that's a fucking Garden Warfare 2."
Dude, I played the
reference.
shit
Wait.
out of that game too. That's so unfortunate. Damn it.
Dude, holy shit! How old is performapal corn?
Oh, golly. I think those cards came out in like 2015 or so.
God
Dude.
damn it, dude! She kind of looks like Shion from Tensuro Slime.
Oh, yeah.
How
I
is
can
she
see it.
corn?
She doesn't even look like corn. She has a horn coming out of her face, and she's also got a tail, or either that or it's
Oh,
her hair.
like a unicorn.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
Oh, that's dumb. Beast
It all
Warrior, I
comes
see it.
together now.
That's so stupid. Damn.
Yeah, sorry about that. Congrats, though, Tanner. You got a point on the board now.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, going along with the corn idea, caddy corn here. We're big cat guys, except for Dylan. He hates them.
True.
I don't hate them.
Maybe he won't hate our next little suite of cats that we've got here, such as Melfi Cat, Magispector Cat Nekomata, a cat of ill omen, and Whiskers the Wonder Cat.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with Nekomata. There's no fucking way.
Okay.
That was my initial thought too, just because it seems like a blatant ZZZ
Yeah,
reference.
it's too convenient. Mm-hmm. It's your court, Tanner.
I mean, you know, I gotta try getting some points on the board, so I feel like the strategically
You're saying
smartest
that like
thing to
we're
do is
wrong.
do something else. Melfi Caddy? I'll go Whiskers the Wonder Cat.
Okay. Nice. And Jackson, were you also joining Dylan and Nekomata?
I'm fucking second guessing myself now because it seems too obvious.
I'm glad you were thinking that as well.
Given 3 out of 4 of us play fucking ZZZ, it'd be kind of unfair to Tanner.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm going Melfi Caddy, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Okay. It's a good thing that you changed your mind from Nekomata, because that is a real card, and I put it in there specifically to trip you two up.
Dude.
But unfortunately didn't change it to the correct answer. Tanner got it. Whiskers the Wonder Cat.
Holy shit.
I was thinking the exact same thing Jackson was. I was like, it may seem like it's like too obvious that, you know, it's a ZZZ thing, but I was like, maybe that's like the catch is that he's trying to get me to think that, so then I choose it because I think it's fake. And I reverse psychology'd myself.
Look at this fucking Courage the Cowardly dog-ass card, Cat of Ill Omen.
I mean, that's true.
Melfi Caddy looks cute as fuck, though. That looks like a character from like the fucking Hello Kitty franchise, whatever those are called. I can't remember.
Dude, I really like the Nekomata card. That shit fucking slaps.
Looks like a fucking Digimon.
It does.
I was gonna say a Neopet, even.
That's fair, too.
It 100% does.
Either way, dude.
Something about that eye structure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fortunately for you, Jackson, if you like Melfi Caddy, there's an entire archetype full of these Melfi animal cards that are just really adorable. They're fantastic.
Are they good?
They're fine. They're not amazing, but like you can sometimes win games off people with them. Yeah, and if you guys were wondering about Whiskers the Wonder Cat, which you likely weren't, but it is a Dragon Ball Z reference, because in one of the English dubs, they refer to the character Korin as Whiskers the Wonder Cat. I believe that's the same dub where they call Piccolo Big Green.
It did sound vaguely familiar. I just didn't want to base it off of a possible memory that I may or may not have had.
I never would have gotten that.
Very funny.
It's been a long time since I've heard that.
All right, next up here, boys. I'm actually not going to tell you what...
It's not like it's helped us in the past.
Fair enough. I'm not going to let you know what this next topic is for these 4 cards. If you can guess what it is, though, what the guiding line between them is, I'll give you an extra point, okay? So really be working your brains on overdrive here. We've got Berserk Gorilla, Bald Badnik Brothers, Damage Vaccine Omega Max, and Fiend Comedian.
I'm gonna... man,
is this a Watchmen reference?
I'm thinking...
No, it's not.
I'm gonna say Bald Badnik Brothers, and I'm gonna guess the theme is criminal activity.
Okay. Interesting. Jackson, no one has gotten the theme yet here.
I'm gonna go Berserk Gorilla, and the theme is Joe Rogan.
Good job, Tanner, you got the theme. Congrats.
That's not fair. I wouldn't have got that shit. There's no chance. That was specifically made for Tanner.
I never would have gotten that this is a fucking Joe Rogan thing. I was thinking like fucking Breaking Bad was because I see the Bald Badnik Brothers, which are like the 2 fucking like cartel members that try to kill Walter early on.
Yeah.
And then fucking Vaccine was like, okay, I don't know, medical connection. What's the fake one? I don't know, fucking Bald Badnik Brothers, I guess.
Okay, there you go. Joining in with Dylan here. Now, you know, Dylan may not have gotten the correct topic here, but congratulations, it was Bald Badnik Brothers.
Let's go.
Yeah, the Badniks are the names of Dr. Eggman's robots that he makes.
Oh, I forgot that. Why are there 4 cards here? Hold on a second.
Yeah, so I included 2 different versions of Fiend Comedian here. I was unaware it had 2 different arts. Both of them are horrific in different ways.
Gotcha. They both do they both do the same thing.
I feel like you picked Berserk Gorilla on like the last challenge we did. I knew that was a card for some reason, and I don't know why.
I don't think it was on the last one.
I think I picked it.
Well, then I don't fucking know.
You're just that fucking goated, dude.
Yeah, I just know my Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess.
I guess.
Oh, that's fun. So it's a vaccine against the concept of taking damage.
Apparently.
That's fun.
Alright, before anyone, says anything, I know that the fucking text that I sent had the Omega symbol, but the card art just spells out Omega. For some reason, the website I used just spelled out Omega, but the actual card actually does have the Omega symbol. I don't know what the fuck is up with that. but that's why. I'm sure no one would have said anything, but in case they do.
A big reason why I laid credence to that one being a real card is because of the actual fucking Omega symbol.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I would have based it on... Anything is possible in this competition, dude. He can get away with fucking anything.
Very true. Alright, and next up here, boys. We're going to be doing a little wordplay with these next card names. Now, I know that Tanner's probably going to say that, you know, these card names are very cringe, try hard, they think that they're too smart, but, yeah, I think that they're fun, okay? So, first up here, we've got Some Summer Summoner, Ghost Trick So Cute Boss, Anamana Chickpea, and Totally Awesome.
Totally awesome.
Totally awesome.
Yeah, Totally Awesome.
Totally Awesome is the fake one.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
I was gonna go with Tanner, but the way I see it spelled differently now. Now I think it's fucking real.
God damn. I want Ghost Trick So Cute Boss to be real. So I'm gonna go with Anamata Chickpea.
Okay.
That was the one. Anamana Chickpea was what I was thinking of as well, but I'm gonna go Ghost Rick So Cute Boss. No, I'm gonna go Some Summer Summoner, actually.
Okay, there we go. Jackson changing between them. Very risky move. It did not pay off. Fortunately for you, though, if you picked So Cute Boss, also wouldn't have paid off. Dylan got it correct.
Let's
it was
go.
on Mana Chickpea.
Let's go, dude. The other ones I just wanted so desperately to be cards so I could see their art.
So Cute Boss is pretty cute.
Dude, Some Summer's chilling.
Well, shit. Yeah, I kind of figured that would be like a succubus card, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I was Ghost Rick and Archetype.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
I'm a big fan of Totally Awesome.
Yeah, that's
Why
pretty
there's
good.
an orange up there?
I thought...
Why is there an orange up there?
I thought the summoner card was gonna be like some chick, but, you know, I guess
No, he's
not.
just a dude living his best life on his summer break.
Huh. Interesting.
And equally as interesting, boys,
Yeah.
we're here. We've made it. The final round.
Holy
I will
smokes.
have you know, it is possible that someone could tie for first place here. It could happen.
Holy smokes.
Or someone else will just, like, win in a landslide. Who knows?
Whoa.
One thing I know, though, is that, you know, previously talked about Yu-Gi-Oh cards having pretty long names, and let's just say that these ones have very long names.
Oh, no.
So first up here, we've got DDDD, Super Dimensional Sovereign Emperor Zero Paradox, Buster Wolf, the Crestfallen Fusion Metal Overlord, Number IC 1000, Numeronius Numeronia, and Super Anti-Kaiju War Machine Mecha Thunder King.
Dude, you need to play like some fucking Jeopardy theme music. This is gonna take a lot of thinking.
Dude,
Oh
Jesus
my
Christ, how
God.
the fuck do these fit on the cards?
I'm sure we'll
It's a
find out,
mystery.
dude.
Numeronius Numeronia.
I'm just gonna.
Damn.
I'm not gonna overthink this too much. That's how I normally get this wrong. I'm just gonna say Buster Wolf, the Crestfallen Fusion Metal Overlord. That sounds like a fucking Digimon reference, so I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay.
That's exactly what I was thinking, so I'll be going with that one as well.
Let's go.
All right. Jackson, will you be joining the pack here?
Dude, the problem here is I don't know if Dylan or I is in first place. I know it's a toss-up between the two of us, and I'm thinking, like, he could get it wrong, potentially, with Tanner, and then if I get it right, we could tie, or we could just both go down together, potentially. I don't fucking know, man.
I think it's best not to metagame it too much and just
I know, I
trust
don't
your
wanna
heart.
I know, I don't want to fucking risk it. I'm just going to play it safe, I guess, and just assume I'm ahead of Dylan right now and
Okay.
go the same one as him, the Buster Wolf.
Let's go.
All right. Fair enough, dude. And with that, we do in fact have a winner.
Oh.
Congratulations, Jackson. Yeah, the correct answer was Buster Wolf, the Crestfallen Fusion Metal Overlord. Y'all got it correct. Tanner,
Let's go.
you did good, pal.
No, I didn't.
You got 4 correct.
I think
That's
you did
decent.
pretty good. Jesus.
Dylan got 5 and Jackson got 6. You guys were just like sequential right there.
Honestly, I was
go.
really convinced that Dylan was ahead of me at this
God.
point.
I knew I
Gotcha.
wasn't ahead of you, dude. I knew that already.
I feel like you've been getting like a good amount of them, but I wasn't.
I picked up at the end, but like I knew I was starting to catch up close to the end there, but it wasn't enough. So yeah, I'm
I
fine
love
with that.
the consistency to trying to fit on one line.
Yeah.
with
Right.
These names, they're just like super fucking crammed.
Yeah, fun fact for you, Buster Wolf, that is the name of one of Terry Bogart's special moves in King of Fighters.
I was really hoping I was onto something with the whole Digimon thing. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, you still got it correct, though.
That is true. I'm glad I was the one that sleuthed out the right one, and everybody got a point from that. So.
Yeah, I fucking just dogpiled on you. I'm sorry for metagaming you. You could have tied there.
Don't worry about it,
I mean,
dude.
I was using the same logic as him. I just didn't say it out loud.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
Which is shocking. I thought that out of anyone, I figured Tanner, you would have sussed out that old Terry Bogard attack there.
I should have, but I think I focused too much on the second half that does make it sound like a reference to Garurumon.
Oh,
that's,
gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Bonus fun fact here, number IC 1000, how you actually pronounce that is Imaginary Chaos number 1000.
What the
Nice.
Yeah, what is this card even fucking 5 level 13 monsters? What the fuck? What even?
It's pretty nuts.
It gains 100. What the fuck? This card's insane.
Don't worry, dude. If it sets your mind at ease, it's fucking garbage and no one ever uses it.
I was gonna say, how does anybody even go about getting this card out? And is it even... This sounds terrible.
Yeah, not particularly good. But, say la vie, dude. Boys, there we have it. Congratulations. We have done yet another Yu-Gi-Oh video. I hope we rake in just as many views as last time. Can we get this one to 1K views? Maybe. I guess we'll see.
I'm just glad I did better than last time, dude. That's all I care about.
That's right. This was substantially a closer match than last time.
Yeah, this is a lot better. This is pretty fun. It's more fun when you're not losing, obviously.
I'm currently just looking up Melfi cards right now.
Oh, let's go,
How
dude.
are they
You put
looking,
them on
dude?
the Melfi hype.
And of course, shout out to Fueled by Sandwiches for this wonderful video idea. Hey, also, shout out to the guy in the comments in the last episode who fucking told us to credit them, even though I did. Nice self-report, dude, showing he didn't watch the whole last episode. Fuck you.
Speaking of things with long-ass names...
We're going to be talking about some long-ass names over on Guapish at the Movies.
Guapish at the movies! Okay.
Dude, I fucking love that. Anyway, go ahead, Jackson. What did we watch this week?
The Patreon request this week, as requested by Kyler. Thank you for the Patreon request. If you too want to request a movie for us to watch eventually at some point, probably not anytime soon, some of them are like a year in the fucking queue, you can spend $1 at guapish.com/Patreon, and you can get your movies in the queue. Anyways, back to the movie that got requested. I don't think I actually said the name of it yet. It is the 2003 film Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. I don't know, somebody fucking describe this movie. Tanner or Nico, which one of you?
Dude, Tanner, you got this.
Okay.
Wait, no, fucking Nico, you do it. Tanner's gonna describe Nosferatu because you didn't fucking watch that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sure thing. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl is a film all about Captain Jack Sparrow, who lost his darling ship to his treacherous, old-ass crewmates. And so he embarks on a fun little adventure along with his buddies Will and Elizabeth Swan to try and get it back, but uh-oh, they're dead. And this is a ghost story that you best start believing in, cause you're in one. And they eventually are able to get the ship back, and they just kind of get married at the end. It's pretty nice. It's pretty lighthearted, I'd say.
Fun fact. Fuck. Sorry, I just gave myself a leg cramp almost. Fun fact. There is a small scab on Jack Sparrow's jawline that gets bigger and bigger throughout the film. Johnny Depp and the makeup artist did that on purpose as a prank.
Okay.
I was looking at that. I was curious. Bonus fun fact about this movie. Originally, when they were casting the part for Captain Jack Sparrow, they had a completely different character set for him, and then Johnny Depp rolled up on the script and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this my way," and they ended up going with Johnny Depp's version of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Thank God, because I think Captain Jack Sparrow is one of the big selling points of this movie. He just has so much personality to him. It's insane.
Yeah.
I didn't really care that much about Johnny Depp as an actor, but this week has kind of convinced me. He's kind of fucking
Dude,
sick.
he's fucking goated.
He's a really good actor.
Yes.
Yeah, an instantly iconic character, you would say.
Oh, absolutely. He
Kinda like
is
Jim Carrey.
insanely eccentric. He just immediately steals any scene that he's in. Just like all of his mannerisms, weird speech patterns, and just that swaggering confidence of his. It's phenomenal. I'm a big fan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What can I say? It's a Pirates of the Caribbean film. I am one to say I fucking love the soundtrack for this movie in its entirety, its series.
Oh,
I think,
phenomenal score. It's
Dude,
right
it's-
up there with the likes of like Harry Potter and Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, all those iconic soundtracks. Just when you hear that, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, it's fantastic every time.
What's fucked up about these like super iconic soundtracks too is like they're like so insanely over years given the lifespan of these franchises that like also like look like when I hear like the Harry Potter theme or the Indiana Jones theme or or this one at this like in the first movie in the series, I'm always like, it's so fucking cliche, but like, no, dipshit, it's not. Get that shit out of your fucking head. This is what started that shit. It's not cliche at all, retard. They didn't know this theme song jingle was gonna stick potentially. Honestly, it did, which lends a lot of credence towards it. But like, it's kind of like John Wick for me. Where like John Wick as a concept, and like I fucking joked about his goofy ass like name. His name isn't fucking goofy, but like he's been memed to death for so long that I can't take it seriously anymore, regardless of like the quality of it.
Right, yeah. I think this is my first time like seeing this movie front to back, like continuously, you know? Like I believe thus far I've only like caught like bits and pieces of it, like whenever it happened to be on like TV or whatever, and because of how many like double crosses and triple crosses and different twists there are in the movie, that is a terrible way to watch this movie. Like,
Oh yeah.
up until this week when I've seen it through, I genuinely could not even guess what the plot is, because I'm like, I've seen different scenes where everyone seems to be on opposite sides of where they are in other scenes, but seeing it, the correct way, I actually really like that about it. I feel like the plot is very dynamic, where like there's tons of little twists and turns thrown in throughout that actually keep it pretty engaging.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, going into this film, I had watched these movies as a kid, and I remember liking them, but that's not had a great track record of like actually translating to films I like today. However, actually watching this, I enjoyed it quite a lot. I thought this was a fantastic film overall. Just especially like the action scenes early on are very imaginative, like when Jack and Will are like fighting in the blacksmith foundry, and they're just like constantly like changing like how they're going about their fighting and stuff like that. They're climbing up into the rafters, like using their environment in fun and interesting ways. It's just really cool. I had a great time with it, and again, just the characters, all fantastic. The cool things that they do with the pirates later on with the ghost crew, like when they are just like walking under the water to like invade like the British ship. That part was fucking sweet. Unfortunately, the CGI has not aged super well.
Yeah, it could be
which
better.
was it distracted me a bit in the film, but overall I thought it was great.
Yeah, I will say the CGI, I agree, it did not age super well, but for a 2003 film, it's really not that bad. Especially, I think, like that final fight scene with Jack fighting Barbossa, where they're like going in between the fucking rays of moonlight and like transitioning between, like looking like a skeleton and looking human. I think it was very well done, and like it actually, they played with the limitations of the technology too, because it was like kind of far away, so it hid the effect a little bit, and it made it look a lot more convincing. So yeah, no, the CGI definitely did not land super well, but honestly, I think they did a good job with it regardless, and I give it a lot of credit given it's a fucking 21-year-old movie at this point.
That's right, because it's a 21-year-old movie, and you're doing like a full CGI replacement of a human actor.
Yeah.
Especially with something as intricate as like the human skeleton.
Yeah. For example, other movies that came out in 2003, The Room. I stand, I make my case there.
I don't know, I remember somebody rating that movie higher than it's supposed to. Yeah, I mean, you guys pretty much said everything that I was going to say about this movie. The one thing I was actually going to bring up was the fact that how almost seamlessly they made it look when they were having that final fight scene between Barbossa and Jack Sparrow, where they were, it's exactly how Jackson described it, so I'm not really going to go over it again, but, I just like how well like that was executed. It's like Tanner said, very dynamic movie. It kept you engaged, and I can see it being confusing watching it separately. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed everything about this movie. I like how the score always matches the mood of the scene it's set in, and I like how it's all one big score too, obviously. And I don't pay attention to silent moments when there's like no background music playing. But I just like the world that they're setting up too, because you also have that island in like the middle of the movie where like, you only know how to get to this island if you've been there before, and then it's just like the island itself, the concept of it doesn't make a ton of sense. I think it's fun. I think it's an interesting idea, but you just have people constantly stealing, killing, looting, and all that kind of stuff all the time. It doesn't make a ton of sense. It definitely sets a tone of like, this is a band of misfits and pirates. But yeah, I just like how much personality and character this movie has. That might be due more to the fact of specific characters in the movie than others. But yeah, overall, I think this movie did a good job at setting itself up for future successes, which obviously it did, given the fact I think it has like 6 sequels or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Are the sequels to these movies good?
I have no idea.
I think the first 2 people like. I don't know about the other ones.
There's the ones that followed this one that people liked. There were a couple in the middle there that people kind of fell off, and then I heard that the last couple of ones were actually really good. So I guess we'll see when we get to it.
Shout out to this movie for not pulling a Sinbad and having Elizabeth fall in love with Jack.
Yeah. That's great.
I could very much see a hack writer doing that.
Yeah, true.
Glad it didn't turn out that way. Very good.
Yeah, honestly, Sinbad tainted me. I thought that was going to happen the entire fucking time, and it didn't. I was like, oh, thank God, dude. They actually defied my expectations.
That's good.
There you go.
Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention when I was going through my spiel, the costume design and just like environments are really great for this film too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. This was the most expensive movie for a while when it came out.
Oh,
true.
There we go.
Or was it this one or was it one of the later ones?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, because I know they were, because like all the ships are real in these films, so fucking blowing them up and shit like they do later on definitely tanks that budget quite a bit.
Let me see if I can find this really quick while we're still kind of on the topic.
While he's looking that up, are we ready to rank?
No, do we have much more to say about this film?
I don't.
It's a classic. It's a very well-made, fun, engaging movie for the whole family.
Yeah.
There is a surprising lack of murdering in this movie, given the context. It's a lot of pushing people into the water.
Yeah.
But, they're making a family-friendly little pirate romp, so I can't knock them for it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I just looked it up. I don't know which movie this is in the sequence. I'm gonna guess it's probably the 4th or 5th one, given it was made in 2011. So Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides initially had a budget of $250 million, but due to inflated production costs, it surged to $379 million.
Okay, that was it.
Yeah. Damn. Why the fuck Ben-Hur? That's an expensive movie? The fuck?
Yeah. Anything with ships in it is expensive.
I guess that, you can't really fake that shit, I suppose. That's fair.
Rankings, as we all know, I am a big fan of adventure movies, and also this is just at a base level good, so it both appeals to me specifically and is good. It's a fun, swashbuckling adventure, and I decided to give this one an A+.
Fantastic, dude. I'm not far off from it. Initially, I was thinking about putting this film a little bit lower just because of the CGI, but you guys convinced me it wasn't like that big of a deal, so I'm giving it an A.
I also gave it an A.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys talked me up a little bit. I definitely wasn't giving this movie as much credit as I should have. So, yeah, I'll just go ahead and I'll also give this movie an A+. I think this movie was fantastic.
Radical.
Unsurprisingly, I landed an A+.
Woo.
Wow.
Nice.
The first childhood movie that held up? Question mark?
I don't know. I think Jurassic Park would be up there if you guys weren't such fucking haters.
I mean, isn't it still like an S tier movie or something?
I think so. I think it's a S-.
Yeah, well, Nico's biased opinion of the future movies is what's killing it, so...
I think sorry, dude. All of us except for you.
You guys saw Joker 2. You can finally get behind my mindset here. Jackson, what else did we watch this week?
My pick of the week. Dun dun dun. 1999, The Matrix. This movie kicked off the idea of The Matrix because it invented it. And of course, it is a movie about The Matrix, which is, of course, a big simulation where all of humanity is, I guess, stuck in. It's like a cohesive world where they're all hanging out in The Matrix. And of course, the lore, I guess, of how the Matrix operates is, of course, there's a bunch of fucking sentient AI robots that are harvesting the humans for energy, I guess, and they keep them in a big fucking simulation for some reason, so that their brains don't go kaput or some shit. And they try to break out of the Matrix and shut it down. And basically, none of that actually happens in this movie. It's mostly just introducing us to the cast, aka Neo, and him discovering his powers within the system. Anyways, Tanner, please give us our fun fact.
Fun fact, in 2012, The Matrix was selected to be added to the United States Library of Congress for being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant.
Better than Spy Kids, I guess.
Yeah.
Certainly better than Spy Kids.
Spy Kids deserves to be in there, dude. Have you seen the thumbs?
I wish I had it.
Yeah, that's Spy Kids did get added for some reason.
Yeah.
The only... Which ones do I... I'm not going to go into talking about Spy Kids. What the fuck?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about Spy
You want
Kids.
to talk about The Matrix?
Yeah, dude, fun fact for me about this movie, my boss was tired of me not getting Matrix references, so he gave me the movie and told me to watch it so he could make references that I would get. Yeah, I think this movie plays with a lot of interesting ideas. I like the funny fact that Red Pill comes from this movie. I think that's silly. Do people say blue-pilled, or is blue-pilled a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
People
I just
actually
never...
say blue-pilled.
I don't hear that one nearly as often, so I wanted to make sure...
Dude, your sister is blue-pilled.
I'm not. Let's not get into that. But because I don't think a concept of this caliber had come up before this movie. At least, well, it depends. But I don't know. I think it's so hard because the CGI in this movie. Can we even call it CGI? Is that what? It's not.
What the
terrible.
fuck else would it be?
It's because I don't know what I'm talking about. I want to make sure I get it right before I say anything.
Those are real fucking robots harvesting real humans.
Yeah, fun fact, this is all actually practical effects.
I don't think it looked that bad. I think for what they were trying to accomplish, it wasn't super offensive. I liked the concept they were going for, and I liked the action scenes were a little bit hit or miss, which I think that might just have to do with the age of the movie. I really don't. I mean, I enjoyed this movie. I didn't find too much fault in it. I'm sure as you guys talk about it, I'll probably realize something that I forgot about, but I really don't have too much else to say about this movie.
Okay, anyways, time to talk about faults of the Matrix here, because I have plenty of things to talk shit about. I guess just to get positives out of the way here, I think the idea behind this movie is very cool. I think the setting of it is very cool, but it's a very silly, goofy, funny little movie. I expected it to be a lot more serious than it actually was, but it was kind of just like some fucking... it's a funny little movie. So, I guess just takeaway here is just the fucking idea of harvesting humans for energy is a very funny concept, given it takes so much energy just to, like, grow them and then sustain them. I can't imagine that's very efficient, but, like, I'm certain these robots, I guess, have found a way. Yeah, that's a big suspension of disbelief here. Why they have everybody in, like, an interconnected simulation, I don't know. I wonder if they're trying to think that's more, like, efficient than having, like, a separate simulation for everybody. Who fucking knows? Or why even have that in the first place? Just, like, send signals to their brain or some shit? I don't fucking know why they have them in a simulation. It doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, just pump them full of dopamine at all times.
Because it's cool. The idea behind the agents, I think, is kind of funny. It's like fucking admins in like a fucking MOBA, or not a MOBA, like a fucking, they're like moderators in like an MMO. They're like flying around. Why do they have the same limitations as the people in this fucking world though? Why aren't they just some invisible motherfuckers that can be like, okay, this guy's being weird, let me click in and fucking kill him instantly?
Yeah.
why the fuck, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, this should be like some fucking DevTools shit. It shouldn't be like you gotta fucking chase after the motherfucker. Or even if they do, like, they do have like some superpowers and stuff, but like they seem very limited for what they should be, and there's not that many of them too. How hard could it possibly be to have more fucking AI guys running around? I do think the idea of them like taking over the bodies of other people to like get around is interesting. And they could be anywhere if they wanted to, but like, still seems like a very flawed idea just from the start. Obviously, we don't know anything about Neo because they don't really tell us anything about his backstory. Like, this whole movie is basically just setting up Neo as a character, but we don't really get any understanding of why he is able to do any of this shit in the first place at all. Like, he's special, I guess, but like, why or how? And the movie kind of ends on like a dumb cliffhanger with him getting like superpowers, and it just feels kind of stupid because it sets up all this shit and goes nothing with it. Obviously, it's to set up the fucking sequels, but like I don't like it. Anybody else want to toss some shit in here so I don't just keep rambling for the next 10 minutes?
Dude, I don't disagree with anything you said.
But The Matrix is still kick-ass. Did you see the bullet time in this film? Holy shit!
It is easy to nitpick this movie to death. There is lots of silliness in it and whatever. But I do still think it's cool. And a big part of that is because it, like, leans into itself so hard and takes itself so seriously, especially when it comes to the aesthetics, that it kind of loops around from, like, this is goofy back to, oh, I'm taking this seriously and this is cool as fuck.
I'm with you. I did still enjoy watching this movie. I've got a lot of criticism with it, but it leans into what it is so fucking hard that you have to give it some credit. Like, all these motherfuckers walking around their goofy ass class in their fucking black trench coats and shit, acting all badass, doing all
and
these
all the one-liners and shit.
Yeah, doing their stupid fucking acrobatics and shit when they're like in gun combat for no reason, just because it's like cool. Like, the movie, like I said, this is a very silly movie. It doesn't take itself very seriously. I expected it to be a lot more serious than it was. But it's just like a fun, schlocky movie. Schlocky is, I guess, the best word I can use to describe its vibes.
Even using that word, many people get angry with you for The Matrix.
Yeah, The Matrix is some nice schlock.
No, this is genuine peak.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a concept I thought of while watching the movie, and I'm with Tanner, I can see the faults in the movie. Why would you give somebody all these powers and then not utilize them to their fullest? If there's these AI admin motherfuckers, why can't they just, delete people, that kind of shit, whatever. Which, understandable, but, who cares? I was wondering if the AI dudes were able to just take over people's bodies and use their bodies to, perform
Don't think
the
about
actions.
it, don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it.
Jackson,
stop thinking about it.
Let me say what I'm gonna say, and then you guys can go on. If they can take over people's bodies, well, one, do the people remember any of that shit, or like, how does that work?
I assume
also,
they die.
They don't die though, because they can leave. Like when that person in the simulation dies, that agent, the body diverts from that agent back to the person it originally was. That's when they die. But like, what's stopping the AI agents from actually taking over the bodies of the people that they're trying to stop? I'm wondering where that line is, because, like, is it because they're aware the Matrix is a thing? Is it because they're not hooked up into their system? I'm assuming it's the latter, but,
Yeah, it's because they're connecting through their own system,
That's what I was thinking. But, like, if that's the case, why did they just do that to Neo while he was still hooked up?
I was gonna say, like, they're fully plugged into the Matrix. They have, like, some, like, preliminary checks and stuff they can do to get some extra stuff at the start, but, like, they're still in the fucking Matrix.
Yeah.
Like, all of the physics and shit rules apply. If they could stop them from being taken over, that means they have some semblance of control over the simulation itself, and they don't really. So,
I also thought...
that is a massive plot hole, I feel. So we're gonna get some fucking 50-year-old guy calling us retards in the comment because we didn't miss this minor detail of why the fucking agents don't just immediately take over the bodies and jump off a fucking building or something with them. But
I also feel like one funny thing that happened in the movie too that might be a little bit of an oversight is immediately after we have the big training session with Neo and what's his face? I don't remember his name.
Samuel Jackson.
Lawrence Fishburne, you motherfucker. But anyway, that guy. he's like, your only limitation is your mind, and then he proceeds to get
Immediately
his ass kicked
gets the shit kicked out of him.
I was about to say immediately gets his shit rocked, and I was like, dude, what happened to all that time? And like, he did look like he was doing some pretty incredible things, but after the agents left, why didn't he kick the ass of the normal ass human people? So that was a little goofy. I was like, damn, he just talked all this shit about your only limitation is your mind, and you can do whatever you want, and then he proceeds to get his shit rocked. This is kind of embarrassing. I still think the movie's good though. I enjoyed the movie. Just want to preface that. Just saying.
Honestly, one of the things that leads to the sourest taste in my mind is just, this is like another thing of just like sequel setup bait. They don't explain how like any of the resistance, I guess, comes to be at all.
Yeah.
Which like there's just so many fucking questions with the like outside of the Matrix operation that's happening. There's some like, I guess, previous organization or something that set up a lot of shit that fucking what's his fucking name, Samuel L. Jackson set up, and or is like operating because there's like a fucking server or something. I don't know. Actually, it's been like a week since we watched this shit, so I'm fading on some of the details. But like they've got like a big fucking hover ship and shit.
Yes.
Somehow, like a whole fucking like what? Like somebody set that all up, I guess. I don't know how. There's like it's just there's so much to the world building that isn't explained at all, and like this is a longer ended movie, but I feel like it doesn't really use its runtime super well. I feel like they push too much maybe on like trying to, I don't fucking know. It just seems a little messy. Like I feel like they should have spent a bit more time polishing out how they like spent their time, I guess.
Probably.
The big thing is I wish that early on we spent more time with just like Neo in the Matrix, like slowly starting to realize that hang on, something's up with this place. If like we pretty immediately jumped into him like getting out of there and like joining their assistants and shit.
It's like the first 20 minutes of the movie or something, we're out of the fucking Matrix, and like I went into this movie without any knowledge of the Matrix, and I thought we were gonna get out of the Matrix in like the fucking second one. I thought this one was going to be much more of like a psychological movie, and the second one was going to be like, okay, his shit's actually getting fucking real, but no, it was like the whole movie is just like some sci-fi shit.
Yeah. This does, for the most part, feel like a very generic sci-fi film that we've already seen many times before.
I mean, maybe. Funny thing about that whole thing too, Jackson, is that not only is it their hover ship, there are also apparently other hover ships that there are many captains of, and then there's also an entire, like secret hidden city closer to the core that's also full of people who aren't plugged into the Matrix, because we've got our quote-unquote pure humans who were never plugged into the Matrix. So yeah, I can see, like, maybe they should probably set up, you know, if they were gonna make sequels, maybe make it a prequel to, like, explain everything that happened before, you know, this first movie, but then we probably have another Star Wars.
It's called the Animatrix.
Yeah, well, funny stuff.
I didn't know any about that shit about the fucking pure humans and shit. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
What are you talking about? It was in the movie.
They do talk about it.
That's crazy. I completely forgot about it then. It's been a week.
I wouldn't have mentioned it. I haven't seen the other Matrix movies, so.
Oh, I figured you. Oh, you did mention that you hadn't seen the fucking first one here.
I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the other ones.
Well, you started off saying that you had not seen it previously and you had to watch it. Not from this week specifically, but like I was just going back to like the boss thing.
I like our villain. He's pretty cool and threatening, I suppose. Mostly I like the sort of intrigue and character building they do at the very end, where he reveals that, like, he has a motivation kind of outside of the one he's been, you know, quote-unquote assigned, where he's like, I want to get out of here, Mr. Anderson. I hate being in this place. It fucking sucks in here.
I thought that was a bit, but also, that's actually one thing I was going to bring up too. I like how easy of a job all the actors, not all of them, most of the actors had in this movie, because it basically just feels like the director's like, yeah, just speak in monotone and that'll work for the movie, because I feel like at least half the cast was speaking in monotone the whole time. So, you know, that's interesting.
Fair enough.
Well, Dylan, what are you going to be ranking this one here?
A-?
Nice.
Yeah. A-.
Fair enough. Tanner, I'm assuming you're giving like an A+.
Dude, I did give it an A+. I liked it.
I
recognize all of the problems you guys pointed out, but none of that, like, took me out of the film.
Okay.
Like, it didn't ruin my immersion or enjoyment, so.
I'm with you, dude.
This is an okay film. I'll give it like a B.
Personally, I gave it a B+, mostly because I'm giving it a lot of credit for like what it is in the cultural zeitgeist. This movie did a lot for just like the media in general. I do think the idea of it is cool, just not super well executed. But it is a very fun, entertaining movie at the end of the day. It is kind of like a dumb fucking sci-fi movie, but like it sets up a cool universe. I am curious still about seeing the future ones. And that landed at an A- overall. It narrowly got in.
What was that
Nice.
Z word that you used?
Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist?
Zeitgeist.
It's a Terraria boss. Don't worry about it.
It's not though.
Anyways, you can Google that one later, Dylan. That's for your
That's
homework for the day.
Shit.
Dude, what else did we watch?
We watched Dylan's movie, that of course being the 2005 film Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Please tell us about this second fucking, what's his name?
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Johnny Depp movie we watched this week.
Our second Deep Roy film of the week.
Yeah, so Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is about a factory owner with daddy issues who invites all these children and their closest relatives to the factory so he can set up a battle royale of sorts to find his next heir.
Dude, fun fact, and dude, guys, when I read this, I was like, this is the greatest fun fact we've ever gotten, and it shook me to my very core.
I can't wait.
So all of the Oompa Loompas are played by the same guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Each one of those Oompa Loompas is a different performance that they then all combined.
Like for
Each
his
one,
pay?
he did each of those.
Oh.
Like, they didn't, like, have him do a couple and then they repeated them or whatever. Each one is a unique filming of him doing the dancing or the singing.
That's fucking
Oh my
great.
God.
I love that shit.
He did hundreds
Oh my
No,
god.
I was just saying,
these
Bro
takes
must have-
of him.
Bro must have been fucking recording these things the entire production of this movie or
Had to
something.
have been.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Oh my god.
So yeah, they paid our boy Deep Roy $1 million for that.
Oh my
Dude,
god.
I was actually gonna say I love the fact that the Oompa Loompas are the same guy. I love the fact even more that you brought up the fact that he did that different, performances of the same part over and over again.
I think this fun fact really captures this movie because that's insane, and why would you do that?
Because it's fun, dude. It's funny. It's fun and funny, dude. Yeah, so as I alluded to in the summary, do you guys think this is just a convenient way to attempt to get away with murder, or do you think this is a battle royale of sorts? I want your guys' take on that.
I think it's neither. He didn't kill anybody.
I said attempted murder.
Anyways, I guess,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
getting them on the edge, I guess, sure. Yeah, I still think it's neither. I think he was trying to teach the fucking bad people a lesson, was all it was.
That's a simplified way to say it. I overthought the shit out of this movie. You guys want to hear
Yeah,
my...
I think he set up all of these rooms, and he didn't set up the rooms specifically, but he like got them along the tour to trap people in specific ways so that he could teach the bad kids a lesson, and the good kid can win.
Guys, you want to hear a crazed delusion of Dylan that Tanner loves oh so
Sure.
much?
Always.
I overthought the shit out of this movie, and I somehow attributed this movie to the 7 Deadly Sins.
I see.
Even though there's only 4 kids.
Listen, dude, the parents contributed as well.
I mean, that's not really overthinking. Like, yeah, each of the kids has a very defined character flaw.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny. I wanted to give this review a little bit of a twist, because I feel like you guys are gonna hate this movie, so I wanted to make it funny at least.
If you really think about it, the factory itself draws a lot of parallels to Dante's Inferno. You
Yes.
see, as they first approach the game.
Yeah, I think this movie's silly. I think Johnny Depp, again, sets the tone for this movie. He just adds such a silly aspect to this movie, and I love the way he portrays the character of Willy Wonka. I don't know, this movie's fine. I'm not gonna say it's a great movie, but I could see it's not bad. Anyway, I'll get back to my delusions here. So, representing Pride, we have Violet, because, she's trying to be champion of everything or something, I don't know. This one was a little hard. I kept switching characters. So for Greed, I put Veruca's dad, just, because he's rich, and buys everything. For Lust, I have Violet's mom, because, that fucking eye she was giving Willy Wonka for no reason. For Envy, I gave it to Veruca, because she wants fucking everything, and she's a spoiled brat. Gluttony, you already know who that is. And it's not his mom. Wrath was Max. Why the fuck was this kid so angry? Oh my god. Too many video games or something. And then for Sloth, I just made it his dad. Like, I don't know. He didn't do shit. Most of the parents didn't do shit this entire movie. Anyway, I like to hear the actual review of the movie. Now, go ahead, guys.
That analogy really fell apart at that last one.
I didn't have a good one for Sloth either, dude. Dude, I was running out of steam. Give me a break.
I think this movie has massive tonal issues. I feel like the concept sets it up that it is supposed to be a comedy, but then so much of it is so weird and off-putting that you're like, I don't want to laugh right now. I'm just confused.
Yeah.
I didn't get that at all.
And that's most of my thinking. Like, it's weird. Sometimes it is weirdly funny, but most of the time it's just weird, and I'm like, what are we doing and why are we doing it?
I think that's the whole concept of this movie, dude.
What is up with all these Oompa Loompa songs? What the fuck is going on?
They're stage performances. They were preconceived.
Shit's weird as fuck, bro.
It's funny.
I think they're bangers, personally. I'm a big fan of them. Just like
dude.
Johnny Depp's performance in this film. Again, another stellar performance by
Hell
the
yeah,
guy.
brother!
Now, I'm sure that many people be like, no, it's not how it was in the book or in the old movie, but I like his performance in this one. He brings a fun take on Willy Wonka, dude. He's this weird, quirked up white boy with social issues, okay?
Daddy issues.
It makes him feel just like really weird, and I don't know what strange thing he's going to be saying next or what weird noise is just going to come out of his mouth, you know? It's very fun.
I guess hypothetically the performance is good. I just don't think the character is good, and so
Whack.
I can only really respect the performance so much because of that.
I like the bit where he said Max kept mumbling and very clearly was not mumbling. He was just trying to irritate him.
Yeah.
Gaslighting before gaslighting was real. Hashtag my goat. Jackson, you haven't said anything this entire time. What say you, my friend?
This movie's weird as fuck. I think the best part about it is Johnny Depp's acting. I think he is entertaining to watch. I think a lot of the parents are not great actors. I think a lot of the kids are not particularly great actors. I think the initial parts of it are kind of interesting, but I very quickly get lost with the amount of whimsy. They go into just like showing off a bunch of shit just to like show off a bunch of shit, and it kind of loses it just kind of loses me. I definitely was not nearly as engaged in like the last 2/3 of this movie, honestly. And the fucking switch up of fucking Willy Wonka just like accepting it and like going to be his dad didn't really seem super natural to me. Like you like wanted to understand the kid's reasoning behind this, but like it just seemed like such a quick fucking switch up on him. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Also,
like once they leave the factory, it feels like everything just like goes by way too quickly. It's like, all right, Charlie, we're dropping you off at your house. By the way, come back to my factory. Oh, you don't want to? Okay, leaves. Hey, Charlie, let's go meet my dad. They meet the dad. Okay, Charlie, I think everything's resolved now. We're ending the movie.
Everyone's reaction to things happening too was like so non-casual. Like you're telling me your kid, like let's one example here, the kid falls into the fucking trash compactor basically, and everyone's acting like it's just a normal fucking Tuesday, and there's like some Oompa Loompas doing the little song and dance while the dad's walking in there. They fucking kick him in there. Basically, like to everybody else, they should just assume they just murdered the guy and his daughter, and everyone's just like not that fucked up about it. And this is like the third time this has happened, and like it's very off-putting how casual they are about that.
I think that most people are going to just kind of assume that everything's going to work out and be okay. And they're like, this is a chocolate factory. It's all fun and cheery. There are people singing songs. Yeah, there's like this funny, eccentric Willy Wonka guy. I'm sure that this is just like some kind of misunderstanding. Or like, you know, things don't look as bad as they really are, sort of thing.
Jackson, need I say, in that scene, that nature prevailed?
What does that mean?
They didn't murder the daughter and the dad. The squirrels did. How can they be responsible for that? They didn't train the squirrels to kill people. In that case, nature prevailed.
That shit's still fucking weird as hell.
That's like the whole premise of this movie. That it's all fucking weird. I don't see the problem here.
I mean, yeah, like, if we have a movie about people shitting on a fucking plate, that shit is in fact doing its job, but that doesn't mean it's good.
I don't follow.
We've had this type of argument.
We've had this conversation so many times.
I'm not even like I mean, the movie's just goofy. I don't know what to tell you.
It's just silly, dude. What's the big deal?
It's trying to be weird, and it's accomplishing that, but that doesn't necessarily imply that it's a good thing, or that it's doing it particularly well.
I don't want to have this conversation anymore. Let's go to the ranks.
Well, hang on,
Tanner. I'm sitting here trying to have an argument for the first time in Guapish at the movie's history, and then I'm not allowed to have it.
The first time.
That's the point. We've done it before.
Go on,
This
Nico.
specific argument I thought that we put to bed a while ago. I do want to say here real quick, guys, that this film did unearth a repressed memory of mine. I forgot that at the opening scene, when they've got all those little animatronics doing their little song and dance, singing their song, and afterward their faces are fucking melting and eyes are bleeding out of their sockets, that shit terrified me as a kid.
Dude, don't remind me. I could not watch that part. That was awful. Shit sucked, dude.
Yeah, you know, in instances like that, Dylan, I can see where you're coming from.
It's just all the time, dude. It sucks. I hate being afraid of inanimate objects. It's just stupid.
We'll get it out of you someday. We're gonna confront Chucky.
No, that's probably where it stemmed from, actually, to be completely
We know,
fair.
that's why we're gonna confront him.
Bad.
You and us together, Dylan, hand in hand. We're gonna beat that evil doll.
Can we
Anyway,
move
off
on
to the rankings now.
There we go. Cool. Go on, Tanner. You wanted to rank it first.
Yeah,
Dude,
sure.
I gave it a C.
Holy smokes.
Dylan, what are you giving it?
I gave it a B-.
Okay. I'm right in between you guys. I'm giving it a C+.
There we go. Jackson probably gave it like a D+.
No, I also gave it a B-.
Holy smokes. Thank you. I'm sorry.
I think this
love you a long
movie's
time.
kind of stupid, but I do like the messaging behind what they're trying to tell the fucking kids.
Yeah.
I think this is a good kids movie in that regard. There's a lot of stupid bullshit to fucking stimulate the baby brains, and then also it does have some messaging about being a good person. I do like the main character kid, actually. I think he did a pretty good job. I like the family dynamics they had as well. It seemed realistic and not like overtly like cheesy with how fucking hearty the messaging was, I guess.
Yeah.
Plus, I think it's got some fun scenes in an interesting setting as well. Like it literally feels like we're in like fucking World War II Germany and like this super depressing society, and there's like this fucking crazy out of this world factory off in the distance. I think it's an interesting setting. Anyways, enough rambling. C+ overall. How exciting.
Yeah. I did also want to say, along with what Jackson mentioned, child actors in this film, generally solid.
Dude, I saw a play about this movie. It's somewhere in like middle school or something like that. It was pretty sweet.
Whoa.
Was it a play about this movie specifically, or was it just a play about the concept of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
It was a play about this movie specifically.
Okay.
I very much doubt that, but whatever.
I don't know what the difference would have been anyway. Let's move on.
I have a feeling it's a play based on the book, but
Yeah, more than
whatever.
likely.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
Dude, it's from middle school. Calm down.
Anyways, our last movie this week was, in fact, not picked by anybody. We watched this in theaters. Nico did not watch it in theaters yet. He planned on doing it at some point, but you'll never know his thoughts. Teehee! It is the 2024 film Nosferatu. Tanner, take us away.
Nosferatu is the story of a young woman named Ellen. She is linked to Nosferatu, who is a vampire. She is married to a man. The man is sent on a business trip under false pretenses, and he falls under the spell of Nosferatu, and then he escapes him, and then Nosferatu is coming to town, and he's gonna fuck your shit up. And then a doctor and his eccentric wizard friend decide they need to stop Nosferatu.
What's your fun fact?
I don't have... Hold on.
Oh, god damn it. I guess I'll fill the air. So this child of Johnny Depp's, is this supposed to be the child of Amber Heard and Johnny Depp? Because if that's the case... Okay, thank God. How old is this kid? I didn't even look any of this shit up. While Tanner looks that up, I will say, man, this movie, it was really good. So, I want everybody to know I'm operating off of the pretenses that I did think that this was a very well-made movie. It just wasn't my kind of movie, but I am not necessarily going to let that affect the rating of said movie. I think the setting and the the environmental pieces were really well done. I often look at movies like this and wonder, because you always have to, like, wonder where they film this kind of stuff, because it's probably going to become increasingly hard to film movies in what you would call olden times. I think we do have cities and towns. Oh, Tanner's got his fun fact. Maybe?
I do have my fun fact. Bill Skarsgård was originally cast as Thomas Hutter. However, during the film's long pre-production, the director, Robert Eggers, decided to recast Skarsgård as Count Orlok / Nosferatu instead.
Huh.
Good pivot on their part.
I don't know what bearing that has on the movie. I'm gonna assume that it's good.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Was that guy just...
Can you repeat back to me what I just said?
No. They recasted some guy as the main boy to Nosferatu instead.
Yes, Bill Skarsgård was originally cast as the main male protagonist, and then they changed him over to Count Orlok.
Fair enough, dude.
Which is a good choice because the Nosferatu performance, I mean, all of the performances are really good.
Yes.
But the Count Orlok performance specifically is fucking stellar, dude. He is so genuinely creepy and off-putting, and his voice is fucking perfect for just making you like, dude, I'm so fucking scared right now. Jesus Christ.
He's Latin, right? That was Latin what he was speaking? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, a lot of it was Latin.
I thought for a movie that was primarily shot in Germany, the lack of German people in it was rather funny. And the German language for that fact. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know how many of these people were not German.
I mean,
they weren't speaking German, sure.
Yeah, well, that also wasn't really in their accents. There were like a handful. Anyway, not the point. I am curious. You said that this movie did something that you just really don't see anymore. I'd like to hear what that is, because I'm wondering if I also got that.
What really struck me about this movie as I was watching it, that made me say, oh, they don't really make movies like this anymore, is, I feel like this movie respects the audience's intelligence a lot more than most modern movies. Like, it is far more subtle in a lot of the themes and even the events than most other movies nowadays do, and I really appreciate it for that.
I think this is potentially one of the best shot movies we have seen. I think the cinematography, a lot of the things they did with the transitions, camera angles, the fucking color grading were super well done, and they fit the setting super well. Like, it felt like I was literally just in black and white in a lot of scenes, which of course is likely a callback to the original 1922 film. There were plenty of scenes that did have like color that fit super well. So many really interesting transitions. Like a few of them were like fucking Ellen was like walking towards the door, for example, and then her like whole body is like covering the camera, and then it fucking switches around and it's Nosferatu walking. So many cool creative shots in this movie. It is a visual treat, and I think it peters off with like the inventiveness of it a little bit in like the second half of it. The first half, I think, really took the show, especially like, the walk to his castle and like meeting Nosferatu. There's a lot of interesting things they did with that. Not saying that the latter half wasn't like a visual treat as well. They had plenty of really cool shots as well. But yeah, this was just a very stunning movie to watch. I think there were some weaker performances. I'm not crazy on Frederick's performance generally, but I think most of the main characters did a good job. I think Ellen did a good job of appearing fucking manic and possessed, and her husband did a good job reciprocating with this. It was just a really well-made film overall. I think my biggest criticism probably is just the pacing. It definitely felt quite slow. Yeah. There was a lot of like setting, establishing shots. This was a very artsy feeling movie, and they leave a lot of runtime to be artsy, which could potentially leave a sour taste in somebody's mind. It just feels like a long ass fucking movie. This movie felt like we were like an hour in, a half an hour, and it's in like over 2 hour long movie. It feels long.
Honestly, it didn't feel that long to me, but I was like completely engrossed the entire time. Like it had me hard.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something I remember mentioning to Jackson, is this movie felt so long. And that's not a knock on the movie necessarily. Like Jackson was alluding to, this movie was very, very well made. You guys obviously understand movies to a much deeper degree than I do, so I'm not going to sit here and try to psychoanalyze or delve deep into what this movie is or is not. I will say, yeah, ode to the performances, especially Ellen. Like, it's not... I'm just, for obvious reasons, it's not easy to fake a fucking seizure. I'm just saying, like, her... but I do... One other funny thing I wanted to say. This has nothing to do with anything. SpongeBob did not set me up properly for this movie. Nickelodeon, get better. And I was gonna save this. I was gonna tell Jackson this bit. I wasn't planning on saying this on the episode, Jackson. But I was gonna make the funny comment of, man, much like Final Fantasy XIV, this movie likes its rotations with its camera shots. Anyway. But yeah, I do generally think the way that this movie was shot, the performances by everybody, and just the creep factor. I like how this movie didn't solely rely on jump scares for its, where it was getting its horror from. I will say that's the only parts that actually got me, which, jump scares it's the easy way to get anybody. But there was still a sense of mystery. I will say one of the most intriguing parts of this movie was as he was going to the castle. And for slow people like me, I'll just preface with that, I didn't put together that the guy sending Frederick to the castle was the guy who was doing the fucking occult shit on the floor. I didn't put that together immediately. Because then I was like, well, what happened to that old guy on the ground who was basically summoning Nosferatu? And then eventually, before it was super obvious, I put it together. But then it also goes to the fact of, like, okay, so this guy's obviously trying to go secure a future for him and his wife and his future family. But, like, at what point is it... Because a lot of horror movies, as we've experienced in the past, it's based a lot off of conveniences. And it's like, oh, of course they made this choice because the plot has to progress. Of course this happened because XYZ. But this movie does a really good job of setting up, okay, is he doing this because he's trying to secure the deal? Or is it... And I guess it could go three ways, but that third way very immediately, like, went out of the way. And then I was like, is it convenience-based? Or is this straight up just Nosferatu using his vampiric influence powers? And then the movie did a really good job balancing the two between, is he trying to get the deal, or is this, like, Nosferatu's, magics or whatever?
My interpretation is, once he wakes up in the castle the first time and he has been bitten, from that point on is when he's, like, very much sort of mind-controlled.
I don't know, because I feel like even before then, there's, like, obviously a radius of influence, because even before he reaches, like, the gypsy village, and they were like, yeah, don't go to that castle, you're fucking insane. Even before, because he was having nightmares and shit, too, and, he had the weird shoes on, he had the little, like, pendant thing that they gave him, he was confused by all of that. I think even then, Nosferatu's influence was infringing on his mindscape.
They did say specifically not to even go near the castle just because this fucking shadow, like, stretches and will, like, fucking consume you. I definitely think there is an argument to be made with what Dylan's saying, that even just, like, approaching it is enough to, like, have some sort of influence on you.
Yeah.
Because, like, his logical decisions to fucking get into the unmanned fucking cart with the fucking horses that jump scared him and then disappeared and then fucking like, I don't think any sane person would actually do that, but also, like, maybe he's like, dude, I need some fucking sleep. I'm just tripping. Who knows? We don't really know what's going on in his head. Or even if that was, like, really realistically happening at all, or if it was all just, like, mind games.
Yeah, and that's
fair enough.
When the carriage showed up, that's when I was kind of solidifying. Like, I don't think... This movie hasn't set up conveniences thus far. I doubt it is at this point. I was more set on the fact that it was, in fact, Nosferatu's influence. And even when he was inside the castle, getting the papers signed and all that kinds of stuff, Frederick was, like, showing behavior of him trying to get him to buy the property. So it's still getting the audience to try and believe that everything is as it should be and, is normal. But there's still, like... Nosferatu was using, I guess what we'd use is, like, I immediately lost the word, but just influencing words, like, suggestive terms. And it was like, if you know about that kind of stuff, you can kind of catch it, where Nosferatu was, like, basically trying to encroach on his mind. But yeah, I like how in this movie, too, how we had two different sets of people die while having sex. I thought that was kind of a weird thing I don't know why I caught that. That was just kind of funny. And what's funny is they were both with dead people. I don't really have anything else crazy to say.
Yeah, I really like that aspect of the Count Orlok character where he himself is not a major physical threat, but just him being around causes stuff to start going wacky, people go crazy, or he has those plague rats that just go along with him. The stuff they do with his shadow is really neat. In the beginning when Ellen is talking to him and you see in the drapes it's his shadow, but he's not there.
Sick. Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff was cool. I really like it's almost like cosmic horror, the way they set up that Count Orlok exists because Ellen has some kind of connection to the supernatural that she's had since birth, and that she kind of enabled him to exist, and then our main guy having to wrestle with what that means,
Yeah.
I really like William Dafoe's character, the eccentric doctor. I think great performance, and I really like that character.
Very surprising addition.
I'd say my biggest complaint about this movie is the jump scares. Not all of them, but I think a few of them are completely unnecessary and frankly not ruin, but they a jump scare will always diffuse tension that you're building up in a scene.
True.
And this movie, I think, is all about atmosphere and tension and being creeped out, and throwing in a jump scare always it puts you back at zero and you have to build those feelings up. And I feel like a couple of them did not need to be in this movie because it was so strong in the other ways you can do horror, which is just through, atmosphere and whatnot.
Given that explanation, I think I understand your guys' perspective on that matter then. Because before you guys were like, jump scares are just a cheap way to make a horror movie, and I didn't fully grasp that. When you put it that way, that makes a lot more sense. Especially in a movie like this. I totally get that.
Yeah. Jackson, do you have any closing thoughts?
I think it's a very well-made movie. I think it could have been a little bit shorter, potentially. Honestly, I didn't really like William Dafoe's character that much, too. He felt a little out of place with the theme of the movie, just because everything was, really dark and dreary, and then he was just kind of, a little bit of a ray of sunshine a bit with all of it. It felt a little out of place to me. Now, this isn't, a crazy criticism or anything. His, student as well, going along with him pretty quickly too. Maybe you can imply that he has more respect for this dude than others, given he was recommended him regardless. But I feel like any practicing doctor that has would kind of just assume this dude that started going to a cold shit has just gone fucking mad. Well, and they wouldn't really dig too much deeper into it than that. But clearly this guy has a lot more respect for him than I guess we are led to believe. Because I felt a little bit unnatural with how quickly he was helping out with all of this shit, and under the assumption that he was correct about her being possessed by a devil or whatever.
Well, and I guess my closing thoughts, since you brought that up, my only thing with that though too is I can see where you're coming from. The thing is, because he it is a huge respect thing. This guy respects him. He was his teacher. He learned everything he had to know from him. He did also acknowledge the fact that he was kind of shunted or shunned from his practice because he started believing in the occult things. He acknowledged that right off the bat, and he didn't seem like he was too far out from disbelieving that, or else he obviously wouldn't have suggested it. So I think any semblance of him being okay with what his professor believes in is not too far-fetched. But I'm much less likely to suspend my disbelief. So I think I said that wrong. You guys know what I mean. I honestly thought his character was gonna die. I thought he was just gonna be this is our one solution to everything. And usually in movies like this, that's how that person dies. It's oh shit, he was our only link to figuring out what the fuck's going on, and he's dead now. I was 100% sure that's where this movie's going. I like that they didn't do that. I think, and the fact that he didn't solve it immediately, he's yeah, I don't fucking know what's going on. And then they had to figure it out from there. I thought that was a good end, a good way to end it. They didn't do the cliche thing.
Oh, I guess one question I have too, maybe I'm just a retard and I just fucking missed something, but they specifically mentioned that they didn't want to do anything with Ellen's husband, who I'm bringing the name of, because they said they have use for him still. But he was a big reason why Nosferatu ended up, or not Nosferatu, but Count Orlok, whatever, died. What was the use they had for him? What did what did he serve for the bad guys in the end?
You mean the nuns saying that about him?
No.
No, like, so, like, when they, like, very first got into Germany, like, when he arrived from the boat, and he was having that talk with the fucking realtor in the house with him, the realtor specifically suggested that he was just gonna go fucking kill that guy, and then Nosferatu said to not do that because he has use for him. What the fuck was the use for him? I never saw any of that.
Because it was mentioned a little more after that, especially after the occult doctor joined up. But he's like, Frederick ends up being like, oh, I can feel him. He's still partially in control of my mind. The nuns just helped kind of get rid of it a little bit based on their spiritual healing. So I think it's because Nosferatu knows he still had a influencing grasp on his mind for the most part, like partially. So I'm sure he was like probably banking on the fact like he still had mind control on Frederick is the only conclusion I can draw to that.
Honestly, throughout a lot of this, it didn't really, like, there are some mind games you could go off of during, like, him going to the castle and maybe staying there for longer than he should have. But I feel like they really didn't see a ton about him doing anything with him at all.
My assumption is, because one of the things is Count Orlok needed Ellen to, like, submit to him willingly. I assume he kept Thomas around because he needed to in some way use him to, like, manipulate him into, like, betraying her, or, like, causing some kind of rift between them. Because if he just kills him, then she would probably be like, you killed my husband, fuck you.
Yeah. I almost want to say they dropped the ball on that one. It feels like I thought I didn't think about it till you brought it up. That actually reminds me, Jackson probably knows what I'm talking about when I say this. There was a part of the movie where I just started giggling because I thought it was goofy as shit. It was the part where Frederick comes back and he knows at that point what Nosferatu is, and then they're just fucking angry and fighting with each other, and so she's fucking angry, and he's like, I'm gonna go get the doctor. She's like, no, I'm sorry, I take it back, and then proceeds to fucking sexually, you know, throw herself upon him, and then they do the deed. And then, I don't know, that whole fucking scene was goofy. Do you know which part I'm talking about, Tanner?
I do. Now I'm thinking of, like, how does him potentially still being under Orlok's influence impact that scene specifically?
I don't know. I just thought it was goofy because it went from them being angry to her submitting to them having sex to her immediately then going into having a fucking seizure and him like, oh my god, I'm freaking out. I just thought it was a very weird, emotionally dynamic scene. It was very odd that they decided to go that route. I don't know.
I disagree, but I don't
she's
need
also,
to go into
was she also in the same scene was like, you can never please me like he can. And then he just takes that as a fucking, he's like, alright, well, we'll fucking see. And then just goes for it. And I thought that was extremely goofy. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Anyways, I have nothing else to say unless something comes up to me when we're doing our re-rankings, but I don't think it will.
Same.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
I'll kick us off with a solid A. I think it's about this. It's a little higher than The Witch for me.
I personally think I might have to go back and rewatch The Witch. I'm assuming Tanner's gonna be the highest on this movie, so I'll go next. It's a little higher than The Witch for me. I need to probably go back and rewatch it. I thought the movie was boring as fuck. But yeah, I thought, although despite it not being my kind of movie, I can see the proficiency in its entirety. I gave Nosferatu an A+.
Yeah, I like this one significantly more than The Witch. I think a big part of that is it has a much cleaner, like, through-line story, probably because it has, you know, a very front and center identifiable antagonist. And right now I'm gonna give this one an S. It might need to go up, because I think this might be my favorite horror movie we've seen.
There we go.
Do you like this more than The Thing?
That's what I'm pondering.
The Thing
right
really
now
is the fucking mountain for our horror movie rankings here.
True.
Yeah.
That was a peak movie.
The Thing was really good. I want to watch The Thing again just because I really liked it the first time I watched it. I'm curious, but that was also a relatively early movie we picked, so I'm curious if I still enjoy it the second time around. Anyways,
I'm gonna stick it in S.
And that puts it at an A+ overall.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
How exciting.
Alright, let's see how fast Nico gets this message.
Tanner, what the fuck are you picking this week?
Dude, this week I am going to be picking the 1995 film 7.
As opposed to 9, it's the prequel.
Is it like spelled 7 or is it like just the number 7?
It's SE the number 7EN.
The
That's
fuck?
so fucking quirky, dude. I love it.
Tanner does love his quirkiness. Holy shit, he's
What
back.
up, guys? How'd it go?
Dude, and
It
Nico,
went great.
what are you picking this week?
What did Tanner pick?
I picked 7.
7. Ooh, that's an interesting one. I also had that one on my list. Sweet. I am going to be going with... You know, we've been picking too many, just like normal films, non-disturbing
Normal?
ones. So I think that I'm going to be going with 2012's Compliance.
I've literally never heard of this.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that is. Anyways, we're talking about a movie that we have heard of course, that being the Patreon request. And this week, we are watching the Simpsons movie.
Oh, let's fucking
Based?
go!
the
Love this
2007 film, as requested by the Bebot on Patreon. Thank you for the request.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And of course, if you too would like to get a movie requested from the Patreon, Jackson's going to tell you all about how you can do that.
No.
Fine. Dylan will then.
Holy shit. Alright, guys. You're gonna pay $1 a month. It's this easy. You go to guapish.com/Patreon or Patreon and then, search us up. And with that $1, it gets you into our Discord where you get to request movies, just like the Bebot did. You also get to suggest topics that, we'll probably talk about because we're running out of content, so please help us. You also, get to talk to us, if the opportunity ever arises. You get 500 slime coins, and you get access to our pre-guap, the show that goes on before the podcast. And you get early access to our episodes when they go up, and you get the benefit of one of us suave men reading your name out at the end of every episode, just like I'm about to do, because it came up super late. Hold on. We've got GH, Slayed by J, Blake, Netagant, I Love Lesbians, Top Ramen Man, Guapish, more like Dog Piss, Tutbot, Lucas Ledette, Hunter, and Jacob Edwards. Thank you guys all so much for supporting us.
That's right, folks. Thank you very much. And as always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, ring-a-ding that bell. We'll be seeing you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.